Welcome to the Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker.
And I'm Catherine White.
And here today with us is Kim Denige, owner of Harpoon Hanna's right here in New Rochelle.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Harpoon Hanna's, when you started the business, when you opened, etc.
Sure. Harpoon Hanna's is a business located at 211 Main Street, right by the car dealerships. We share a plaza with Chickens Gone Wild and Spadero's. A lot of people are familiar with those businesses. They've been around for a long time. What was the rest of the question?
Oh, just when you opened.
We've been open for 3 years now.
Wow, it's been 3 years already?
It's been 3 years
Wow.
of much learning and journey. It's been
Yeah.
great.
Tell us, so I know you do a lot of collabs, so like I've seen you host Coffee with the Mayor, you've hosted other like small businesses came, and like I know Jennifer Hall comes and does her little thing with her baked, Sugared by Jen, with her baked goods, and what else do you do?
Well, we really do embrace the collaborative nature of just collabing with smaller businesses. We host them in our shop. It gives our regular customers a chance and to have exposure to small businesses that might not necessarily have their own brick and mortar, but it's a lot of fun for the customers. And it's great, obviously, like on social media, if you can collab with a business that has followers, you're kind of jointly, one hand washes the other. So it's been a great thing, and it's really conducive to the whole community aspect of what a coffee shop is.
All right, so tell us what Harpoon Hanna's offers. Why did you decide on a coffee shop?
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Well, let me tell you first. I'm 42 years old, and this is kind of a restart on my life. My previous career was in law enforcement in the city of New Rochelle.
Oh. Okay.
I did 14 years with the police department and resigned because I got a little bit tired of the bureaucracy involved with policing. Though it's a noble profession, the bureaucracy is a little bit what killed it for me. And I was really in kind of self-belief mode. Why can't I be my own boss? Why can't I dictate my own path? Why can't I do work that's joyous rather than miserable? Because, you know, being a police officer, although it's noble, it is thankless. So you're not really getting many pats on the back for having tough days. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was just time to move on. And I really, being a police officer on the streets all the time in patrol, you get to want to know where the good coffee shops are. So I spent...
Absolutely. Coffee and donuts.
Yeah, let's say I spent...
Cops' favorite food.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I started in 2008, and there was really just no coffee shops. And I'm a little bit anti-corporate. Okay. So, you know, Starbucks, Dunkin' is just doesn't take to my palate, if you know I want to sound a little snobby.
Fine. Plus, let's support small business.
Absolutely, right? You want to go with the people who are in New Rochelle, backing up the community, hiring people in the community they're not really abiding by this hierarchy of corporate law. So, you know, I ended up drinking coffee at Mobile on North Avenue a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying?
Green Mountain.
Yeah, Green Mountain, which is not bad for a gas station, but New Rochelle definitely needed a place to hang out, like a little bit of a bigger shop, you know, where you can hang and talk to your friends, have a meeting that offers a little bit more of a community feel with like really good coffee and pleasant environment, and especially nice staff that don't hate being there.
Yeah, and also you have a decent sized parking lot too.
Yeah,
so you
Very
know
key in New Row.
Yeah, you have an advantage. Then you know people don't have to fight for street parking just to come in for a
it's
cup
a battle.
of coffee.
It's an anxiety of mine, honestly, having to search for parking like I'm in New York City. So having the parking lot is huge.
Yeah, that's great.
Definitely. So now, if I could ask, is Harpoon Hanna's a franchise, or did you come up with it yourself?
It's my own. Just me, sole proprietorship, LLC. I do want to make it a franchise one day. I got big goals. I'd like to make multiple Harpoon Hannas, and I'm not quite there yet with 3 years, given that I have had zero business experience. I went to college for law enforcement and got a bachelor's in that and did that for a long time. So pivoting into the business world, I knew there was going to be a lot of learning curves, which I mean, I'm learning, but like just like a cop, you need 5 years on the job before you could say you're not a rookie anymore. So I got 3 years on this job, so I got 2 more to go, and we're doing pretty well.
But like the nautical theme,
Yeah.
where did that come from? Because like, you know what I love? And aside from coffee and everything else that the store offers, when you drive by at night, the mural inside just pops. It's electric.
Yeah.
So the nautical theme, where did that come from?
Well, let me tell you, I had been dying to express my creative side, and I happen to love a book by Jules Verne called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And, you know, that's such an adventure book. When I was a kid, there was a Disney movie with it. And it was just such a cool, unique adventure with different things in it that were just, it was so compelling. You know, what is the mystery in the depths of the ocean? You know, everybody, you know, we just had Artemis 2 orbit around the moon and everything like that, but how about the sea? Like, we don't, like, I think, like, I don't even know, 90% of it is unexplored. It's kind of like the Earth ocean version of an astronaut, and some of the things that they see in the book, it was the inspiration for the name of the shop. You know, Harpoon Hanna's is somebody that's mentioned in the book. I thought it had a great ring to it. And most importantly, you know, New Rochelle is on the Long Island Sound, and I know just from being in doing my other business here, like, there's no real acknowledgement of that, like actually being on the Long Island Sound.
Right, we don't rep as like as a seaside town, for example.
Yeah, I think you got like Leno's Clam Shack or something, and like
Right.
that's about it. Like, you know what I'm
the
saying?
marina. And
Well, the marina,
there's a
yeah.
few restaurants on the water. We do have that.
We do,
But
it's not, certainly.
It's not geared. It's a city, so it's not really thinking of itself as like that seaside town.
Yeah,
Like,
and yeah,
I kind of think like City Island.
right.
That can be
yes.
like a waterfront. I mean, it's
yeah,
part
they
of the
pay
Bronx.
they
but-
pay ode to being
Yeah.
waterfront, which
Yeah.
I think is like important, and certainly
Yeah.
one of the things that calms my soul is looking at the ocean water. So there's
I-
so much you could do with the mystery behind deep sea nautically, you know, with decor, with names of your items, your beverages, things like that.
Right.
So the possibilities are endless. So I was very inspired by that particular theme because I knew I could work with it for a long time.
But that's really interesting, though, because what I think it's, you didn't just start a business, you put all this creativity into it too.
Yeah.
It's not just like, here's some coffee, we're selling coffee. It's a business, it's a building, walk in, here's your coffee. It's not that.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever been to like these coffee shops where it's like you're almost like in an operating room? It's just like white.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There's like black lettering, and it's like sterile, and it's just not cozy. It's just not like, I don't really want to hang out in here. Maybe there's like an uncomfortable little stool or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not hanging out in this spot. Like,
Yeah.
I want somewhere I could read a book or just catch up with a friend, and that that's turned into a unique thing in the coffee world. I think a lot of people got into this trend of this sterile look with coffee, grab, go, no personability. And New Rochelle, like, we need that. We need like some staple coffee shop. That is such a community core business to have.
I know we spoke earlier about how you collab with different businesses, you know, to come in as a pop-up, as it were, on the
Yeah.
weekends. But like, when you're in the store, I went in there one day, I needed desperately to put a gift together and made a coffee basket.
I remember this,
So,
yes.
and I got amazing merchandise. But like, you carry a lot of different things in there. What kind of merchandise do you carry in there?
Yeah, like, you know, you had said asked about the franchise, and you know, with the thought of franchising is branding, right? So you have to have an identity, and in my opinion, you're a good coffee shop, you got to have like some pretty cool merch, like that goes with it, hand in hand, cool merch. So we have T-shirts, we got hoodies, we got beanies, we've got coffee cups, we've got, you know, pint glasses, all kinds of fun stuff. Even some like local authors have their books for sale there.
Oh,
We
okay.
have
I missed
Mom to
that.
Jack's Candles, which is a local
Those are amazing.
candle shop. We sell their candles. We really, you know, we even have there's other things that we have, like hot sauce and stuff like that, that are just from local people. Project Hot Sauce, the name escaped me for a moment. These are all just local people. So there's a little bit of shopping that you can do.
Yeah, I
And
like
just
that.
like you did, you came in and you were like, oh my God, last minute I got to go to this place. And you were like, this. And then you came up with like the coolest coffee bag.
It
Like,
came out really
if somebody
well.
came to my home with all this stuff, I would have been like, wow,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you just made my year.
It blew all the other gifts away. But
Incredible.
to be honest, it was your staff who was picking out. I was like, well, what do you think I should get? What do you
Yeah.
think? And she was very helpful. So she was very knowledgeable about everything you had.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, should I grind the beans? Should I not?
Yeah, you bought some coffee, some
Right,
retail
and she
coffee.
was saying, no,
beans.
don't grind the beans because you'll ruin the flavor. And, you know, so yeah, you're very knowledgeable staff when I was
Yeah.
in there too. So I did appreciate that
Thank
and
you
all the help.
kindly.
It came out really well.
Success.
And, you know, it's great to see, like I said, Mom to Jacks, I know them as well.
Yeah.
So I love to see, you know, the support every day and with the pop-ups for all the different organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always there to harbor that. That's the definition of what a coffee shop should be. Without milking people for everything they're worth. Like, we're here for New Rochelle, we're here for the community, we're here to share all the good stuff that New Rochelle has to offer.
So if people are looking to follow you, where are you on social?
So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on TikTok. I could definitely tell you our handle for Instagram. It's Harpoon_Hanna's, no H at the end of Hanna's, HANNAS, Harpoon_Hanna's. And we have a pretty big following. I put a lot of emphasis on social media, so we're pretty fun to follow.
Yeah, you are pretty fun. That I see
Yes.
a lot of funny things. I've started to see you a little bit on TikTok too.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously Facebook. And then again, one time, what are your days and times and location?
So we're at 211 Main Street in New Rochelle, down by all the dealerships. And our hours, well, Monday through Tuesday, we're open 7 to 2 o'clock. Thursday till the end of, to Sunday, we're open from 7 until 4 p.m.
What would you say, aside from the coffee, what is your most popular menu item?
Well, we do have, I really played around with different types of avocado toast and different kinds of ricotta toast. Highly, highly undervalued. I love ricotta toast. A little salt and pepper, or you could throw some preserves on it. You can make it a little bit more complex. You put, walnuts, balsamic, reduction on it. It could get real fun real quick. So our toasts are definitely a fun, creative thing that I work with. Avocado, ricotta, and we have our specials, so it's fun.
And aside from the toasts, what other food is offered?
We're kind of light fare. We don't really have a lot of cooking capabilities, but we do get fresh pastries every single day from New York City.
Oh, nice.
So, the croissants, they're not just like croissants you're getting at Stop and Shop. They're like the creme de la creme of croissants from New York City. And then there's plenty of other pastries that follow suit. If we're going to have these items, they better be the best, because I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. I'm a bit of a food snob, so it better be up to my standard if we're going to serve it.
What is your go-to in the morning?
And, well,
Coffee and
I've kept it
food.
As I feel like my journey through coffee at this point, you start with a ton of milk and sugar, and you're trying to get used to the coffee flavor. I used to love coffee ice cream when I was a little kid. And now I just drink black drip coffee.
Really?
Yeah, that's my morning.
Everything you offer?
Yeah, because I just really love the flavor of the taste of coffee, and I think we have a really good coffee. So that is just such a comfort for me in the morning. Gets my day started.
Yeah, I am a bit of a coffee snob too. If it doesn't taste right, if it tastes too dark, I'm
I've walked right out of shop. I've bought things, walked right out of shops, and before I go out of the door, I dump it in the garbage. That's happened at Dunkin' Donuts a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean for me,
rough.
it has to be perfect.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not exactly glamorous, but I like just iced coffee with a little bit of regular whole milk.
Yeah.
And I get people all the time that's disgusting. How can you drink whole milk? I'm like, no, I don't like almond milk. I don't like skim milk.
Yeah.
Or coconut milk.
There's a little something for everybody. You got your non-dairy people and you got your dairy people.
Right. And I eliminated sugar a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Because,
You're good. You're good.
So
I gotta get there.
but
so your coffee beans and your coffee brew, where do they come from?
So I get my beans from Rise Up Roasters. They're located kind of in the Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland.
Oh, really?
And it's I had spent a summer in that area in the Chesapeake Bay, just one summer, and I worked at a crab house.
Wow.
And that was an interesting experience, but that's what they're famous for. And they had this little hut in the middle of a parking lot. I think it was like their grocery store around there, and it was called Rise Up. It was literally, it looked like a little mushroom in the middle of a big Kmart parking lot. I was like, oh, what is this? Because I've always liked coffee. Stopped in there, like little drive-through. They don't really have these things in New York. And I had some of the best coffee I've ever had. You know, probably then I had milk and sugar in my coffee. You know, that was a while ago. But I was just like, this is so good and underrated. And I'd always go to the grocery store and buy different, artisanal beans and like this. I was like, this is like, they're humble. It's not pretentious, but it's excellent. And just throughout my life, throughout college, throughout my professional career, I would continue to buy coffee beans from them because they were just so good. I could just never find anything as good. So when it came time to actually open the coffee shop, I was like, well, it's obvious choice here for me right now. I went with Rise Up, and it's been excellent. I think a lot of people feel the same way I do about their coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. I mean, people do love it. I happen to know somebody who lives at the other end of New Rochelle, or more in the middle, drives past his place of work every morning and comes to Harpoon Hanna's to get his coffee.
No way.
Yeah, sometimes he brings back for the office or not. And I've heard him speak about it, and even says to somebody else, he's like, our little Harpoon Hanna's. Like, apparently he's part owner now.
Yeah, baby, let's go. I love that.
So, I mean, it really does speak to the quality of coffee, because he was also a coffee snob.
Yeah.
And, he found it. I told him about it, and he went down and he was like, this is amazing. And he's a daily customer.
That is incredible.
If not more than once or twice a day, depending on, where he's driving around. So that's really good. So what is, I don't know what he drinks, but what's the most popular drink?
Right now, we have a special called the Bowie Brew that's going bananas, though there are no bananas in it. It is a macadamia nut cold brew topped with a coconut cold foam, and then we add the little coconut shavings on top, and people are mad about it. They love it. In general, I'd say our vanilla bean latte is huge because we make our own vanilla bean syrup in-house, so you just can't beat homemade over like a syrup in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? And that is a huge hit. Cold brew and anything vanilla bean, I'd say.
I can't get over, like, when I see these drinks, particularly at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, how many calories are in that thing?
Yeah.
And it's basically like dessert in a cup.
Yeah.
And when it's like loaded with preservatives and all that stuff, and like you said, you can't beat homemade. So.
Yeah, and Starbucks is, though they are an empire, they're starting to face a lot of backlash for some of the ingredients they've chosen to use and things like that.
Right.
But people do like the sweet stuff. You can't deny it. You got to know your demographic. They do want those drinks. I think a lot of the Starbucks customers are not really coffee drinkers. They're more just like
dessert drinkers.
Yeah, like it's some berry tea or some frappy something that really has nothing to do with coffee. Like that's like what I think about when I think about Starbucks.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. So I actually don't really drink coffee. Kind of bothers my stomach.
What?
I don't.
I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
No, that's fine.
But what else do you have that's not coffee to drink?
Well, certainly we have a really nice high-end tea. Like hot, if you're going to have a hot tea, we use Smith Tea Makers out of Oregon, which is incredibly high quality tea and very good. We have iced teas. We have like an unsweetened peach. We have an unsweetened black tea, and then there's an array of lemonades. And the lemonade we use, there's no corn syrup or anything like that. It's pure cane sugar. Because the quality of what we're using, actually, it really does matter. To me, like just everything that aftertaste, you can get this chemically aftertaste with these drinks out there, and it really just skeeves me out. So
I know. I like we were talking about off air. I've been to like a networking night at the Sale House in Tarrytown that you guys were at, and lemonade was one of the drinks, and I forget the other drink that was there, and the lemonade was great. I mean, there's nothing better than like a fresh glass of lemonade.
Let me tell you.
And sometimes when you get lemonade at some place, if it's like Minute Maid, it's full of sugar.
Yeah, the Minute Maid.
And
Woof.
so But, well, do you have anything else to add? If not, throw out your contact information and the location so people can find you.
Well, I mean, Harpoon Hanna's is there. We're there for the community. We're open 7 days a week. We have a variety of communal events. And certainly we're a place that you can work from. We have plenty of outlets if you want to work on your laptop, if you want to meet with a friend, you want to have a business meeting, you want to have an event after hours. We have a lot of availability for different types of things. And I know that we're going to make it to 5 years and I won't be a rookie again.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, Kim, for coming on. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
And we'll be sure to stop in
Please
and try some of the stuff on the menu.
Yes.
And thank you again, and best of luck to you.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right. That's all for this episode of the Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker. We'll see you next time.